And let me be clear, the claims, that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to.
So Karmelo Anthony's family has requested a court-appointed attorney instead of using some of the $600,000, $700,000 that they got in the GoFundMe from everyone that was feeling like, oh yeah, this young man was being so bullied, let me give them money. Only for him to now be charged with first-degree murder, which means the jury saw something in it too, because the indictment, like, they got to see some things. And so where's that money going to go? I'll tell you where it's going to go. His parents are going to live off of it while he goes to jail because sympathetic black people, yeah, it's the truth, gave them free money. Why can't we be sympathetic to the right shit as black people? Why do we get behind the wrong side of shit?
Karmelo Anthony's family is broke, y'all. They broke, right? They broke. They scammed y'all again. I was saying this and everybody was mad at me and everybody was saying I was some type of Uncle Tom because I was telling y'all that this family is no good. That this family was using black people, was going to raise a lot of money just off the emotions of black people because black people are emotional. And they was going to raise all this money just like Black Lives Matter did. Black Lives Matter raised millions and millions of dollars off George Floyd. And then they didn't put nothing back in the community. They didn't use the money for what they said they were going to use it for. So now Karmelo Anthony needs a public defender. After being raised over $500,000, they used it on apparently house, cars, relocation, and everything else. And now the boy can't eat the criminal. He ain't gonna even have good representation because the parents took the money and didn't do what they should. They should be investigated for fraud. They should be investigating for that heist that they pulled where they lied to everybody and played the victim when they have money and used this money that was supposed to be used for lawyer fees, and they used it to line their own pockets. How is Karmelo Anthony's family broke and unable to afford a lawyer after raising over $500,000?
What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, y'all, it might seem like we've talked about this Karmelo Anthony case ad nauseum, but more information keeps coming out week after week about this case. Can you imagine the kind of circus it's going to be when it actually gets to trial? And why would it go to trial? Because a grand jury in Collin County, Texas has brought a first-degree murder charge against Karmelo Anthony in the unaliving of one Austin Metcalf. And it seems, y'all, that even in this tragedy, that is, in my opinion, a tragedy any way you look at it, no matter what side you're on, no matter what angle you look, there is tragedy in the set of facts that surround this case. But the blackity blacks seem to be learning a lesson. That's right. It might be surprising to some of y'all, but they are coming out on their social media accounts, Instagrams and Twitters and TikToks. Everywhere you find the blackity blacks, you find a voice somewhere that is opining on this case saying, look, we are upset with this set of circumstances that the parents are coming out now and saying, we need more money. Oh, is that all it takes for the blackity blacks to get it through their head, to get finessed a little bit, to get fleeced a little bit out your cash? Because I know some of y'all gave a little bit of your light bill money. Some of y'all gave a little bit of your Social Security money. Some of y'all gave a little bit of your rent money because you were compelled to do so by a narrative that is proving to be false the more information comes out about this case. How can we assume it's false? Because charges have been filed. Not for second-degree murder, not for a crime of passion, not for an unaliving in the middle of a fight. No, for first-degree murder in this case. And after all the false narratives came out, after all the media stories came out, after so many people were compelled to give, to contribute, now we find out that ain't no money left. Yeah, that money you gave, that money you donated, ain't no money left. And they need more money for their legal defense for this boy, whose life hangs in the balance now. It ain't our place to determine his guilt or innocence. That's going to be for the jury. But at least with a war chest, we knew that he had a fair shot at a competent legal defense. Now, mind you, in Texas, he's not going to get some public pretender somewhere. They're probably going to give him a private attorney that's appointed by the court for indigent defendants. But we know, based on what the community did, I know y'all were proud of yourselves for stepping up and contributing to a cause and pushing it forward like that. I know. I felt your energy. But I know you got to be feeling some kind of way to know that the family ain't got no money. And after you raised over $500,000 for the cause is left flapping in the wind by a family that seemingly didn't care. Well, y'all, I'm glad that the blackity blacks are waking up and becoming sick and tired of the scandalous skullduggery that is surrounding this case.
Now, something ain't right. The family of Karmelo Anthony, who was accused of first-degree murder, is asking a GoFundMe for $1.4 million for legal fees. But something ain't right. They didn't raise over $538,000 for his legal fees. But they're asking for a court-appointed attorney. Asking for a court-appointed attorney. Listen, what y'all do with that money? What y'all do with that $500,000? That's $500,000. Something ain't going wrong. I don't know what his family doing, but y'all going through some money. I ain't no way you got $538,000 from GoFundMe for your legal fees, and you asked for $1.4 million. Something ain't right. Y'all did some of that money. I don't care what you say. You don't go through $500,000 that's supposed to be for his legal fees and asking for $1.4 million. The cat's out the bag. The family did some of that money. That money's supposed to go for that boy's legal defense. And now you spending it or doing something. I ain't no, you gonna ask for $1.4 million. This is outrageous. The family of Karmelo Anthony needs to be investigated because you got $500,000 for his legal fund and you getting a court-appointed attorney and asking for $1.4 million. That's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am frustrated, I am tired, and I'm damn near heartbroken. Because what I'm looking at right now, what I'm reading about the Karmelo Anthony case, this ain't just sad. It's sinful. It's shameful. It's sick. You mean to tell me this man is facing a first-degree murder charge, facing life in prison, and he just filed an indictment form? He's broke after supporters raised over $538,000 for his legal defense. This ain't gonna fly. Not today, but somebody gotta say it, and I guess it's me. Fees. They said it was to protect this young man and give him a fair shot at fighting for his life. But now, here we are, less than 2 months later, and this kid got no money left. He filed an indignant packet requesting a court-appointed attorney, meaning he can't afford his own defense anymore. And I'm supposed to believe this is just a coincidence?
Hell no.
Somebody got to pull the curtain back on these parents, because to me, this ain't adding up. Let's talk about their house. The family moved into a $900,000 rental in Frisco, Texas, one of the most upscale, high-end, gated communities in the area. They said it was because they were getting death threats. Okay, let's say I believe that. But why the $900K price tag? Why not a $300K safe house out in the country? Why not a secure apartment with a private security? Why the luxury zip code? Then let's talk about the car. A neighbor told reporters that a brand new car showed up soon after they moved in. New paper tags, fresh off the lot, expiring June 4th. And you mean to tell me that was paid for with security expenses? Or was that just mom and dad enjoying the donation run? The boy should have had a lawyer day one. I'm talking about top tier, no games, murder case attorney behind him. Retainers paid, hours billed, motions filed. But instead, we got a family blowing money on a house and a car. Talking about bodyguards and living expenses. And now begging for another $1.4 million.
Come on, dog.
And
So Carmelo Anthony's family raised all of that money, and now they're filing in court that they're indigent, meaning that they're poor and they need a court-appointed attorney, an attorney. So what's so sad is that they literally threw their own son under the bus for financial gain. That's just what this is, because they should have took a plea deal for that boy. They should have took a plea deal for him, and they did not do that. And now he is facing life in prison. And that is so freaking sad. But they hustled y'all, though. They played on y'all emotions because he was black. And I don't even know. I mean, honestly, they knew the whole time that he did it.
Good mother morning worlds. I am so disgusted. I promise you, I'm so disgusted. What I just heard is made me so disgusted this morning. It's crazy. Now, like, the whole world was invested in talking about the Carmelo Anthony situation. Sometimes I tell you, these black people, boy, they just the worst. They the fucking worst sometimes. Hear me out. Hear me the out, okay? Because this shit don't make no sense. I'm trying to wrap this shit around my head and comprehend some of this bullshit that I just heard. Everybody and their mama was invested or even talking about or heard about the situation with Carmelo Anthony, because I think it's disgusting how some of these families think. And it's not just black people, but sometimes, to me, my opinion, sometimes black people just think about the dumbest shit to buy and purchase and don't think about the long-term shit or the main source of what they need the money for. You feel me? I promise you. I don't know what the fuck his family was thinking. I don't know what the fuck is going on with people. What's wrong with somebody that would do something like that? The whole purpose of raising the money was to get for the child.
Y'all, so I deleted my video about Carmelo Anthony family because is that not true? Because I don't like that. Now it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. So is it true? Do they want the money or do they not? Like, I mean, that's the real big question here because that's the point that I was trying to make in my video. But they said new car, new house, gated community, all that. So what's really tea about it? Like, do anybody know the truth? Because I'm not understanding why is that going around. I mean, literally, I heard it. But if I'm wrong, I'm going to start deleting the videos because y'all got me. Y'all not finna clip farm me. So, and y'all probably already did. But guess what? It don't mother. And I said what the fuck I said. Do they want the money? I mean, like, what's really going on? I don't know. It's so many rumors that go around on the internet. But y'all know how the internet is. So it's no reason why I should sit here and delete my video. But I did because I'm for my people at the end of the day, and I need to know: do they want some money again? Did they say they want some money? I believe. Okay, get me. Okay, get me. Why Karmelo Anthony's daddy Drew on the internet requesting for $1.4 million donation again? What did y'all do with all that money? What did y'all do with all that money? Where did it go? You know what lawyer fees and all that stuff cost that much. They say y'all buy an Escalade and a brand new house with that money. Now y'all should have put that money up for that man lawyer fees because you know them people is fighting, trying to get that man, and he's young. So in a way, y'all up there and spend all that money like that y'all raised. That was supposed to be put aside for him with his lawyer fees and everything else that he need to have that money for. And y'all gonna sit up there and spend that money.
Now, to get on this internet before the world with your smoke detector chirping in the background is diabolical. Shout out to the blackity blacks. We know how y'all get down. Go on down to the dollar store, get you a little 9-volt battery, fix it up, please, before you get on this internet. But we appreciate you opining on the situation because you are telling us a little bit of something about the sentiment that is going on in the community. And that is the subject matter of this video because this young man has found himself in a world of trouble. He is fighting a legal system that he cannot fight alone. You're going to need somebody who is licensed and experienced to help you navigate this minefield of the courts. They're not going to make it easy for you. In fact, in Texas, with this set of circumstances, it's going to be quite difficult, no matter how much money you got. But the blackity blacks who decided to help based on their compulsion, based on those false narratives that people were putting out there, they feel burnt. They feel taken advantage of, and they're turning their backs on this boy and his family and the whole situation. And I can't say that I blame them.
As if race hustling over $500,000 wasn't enough, the Anthony family is looking for more. The crazy thing is, Karmelo Anthony's mother and father knew he was guilty from day one. They knew it. Even the family's shady spokesperson, you know, the guy who has a longer criminal rap sheet than Jack the Ripper, he knew it too. After over $500,000 donated from hardworking people and spent by the Anthony family, now they're out looking for more. Over $1 million more for quote unquote legal fees. I mean, this family has race hustled hundreds of thousands out of the pockets of black liberals. And I say black liberals because black conservatives wasn't buying that shit. But
He right about that.
they manipulated the emotions of the EBT community, turning this thing into a race thing rather than a good versus evil thing, which is what it was. And like always in these situations, the wrong people got compensated. I guess the Anthony family didn't realize that a new house, new cars, and bodyguards actually cost. And now they're trying to seek a court-appointed lawyer. Meanwhile, they were given this money to pay for a lawyer. But yeah, now they're asking for another $1 million so that they can allocate more donations for personal use.
And there you have it, y'all. Even with the smoke detector chirping in the background, the blackity blacks are willing to cam up because they feel in some kind of way. They feel taken advantage of. They feel finessed. They feel fleeced by this boy's family, by this spokesperson who came out here representing the family, spinning a false narrative to the community. They gave. They supported. Not because they believed in his innocence, but because they wanted him to have a fair chance at a fair trial. And now we come to find out after he is facing first-degree murder charges that all of that narrative this family was spinning might have been fake all along because there's a grand jury somewhere that sees it differently than the community. Now, that's not abnormal, but this is an abnormal case where you got a boy who is alleged to just have pulled out a knife and just poked somebody in the heart. What? Unprovoked? No reason? The community was confused based on that narrative, but there is history of the community and law enforcement not seeing eye to eye. We ain't got to go into it for y'all to understand that black folks gave up good coin, over $500,000 to this boy's family. Now they feeling some kind of way. They feeling like they got. And even though I didn't donate a dime to this because I wanted to sit back and wait for the facts to come out, oh, I feel for him. Yeah, I feel sorry for him because I believe you got too. I believe that any family that would encounter that kind of money, knowing that this boy's life is at risk and not put anything away for his defense, well, that tells me a little something about how this boy was raised and who raised him and who taught him to walk around with a knife in his backpack. That's why we try to teach the children before they get to this age where they can become misled, misguided, and broken. The great Frederick Douglass once said, "It is easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men." And I know at 17, you might call this boy a boy. And if you part of the community, you know at 17, yeah, you just a boy, but in the eyes of the law, you are a man as charged. A broken man, yes, but a man nonetheless. And you might be a man standing alone because your family needed new rims and new clothes and Gucci belts, Rolex watches and new houses behind the gates and all sorts of things, allegedly. But if that's not the case, then just come out and tell the community where the money went. If you come out and give them an accounting of where the money went, I'm sure they'll feel better. I'm sure they will be in a more forgiving spirit. But at this point, the community collectively has a soft behind. And if you're from the community, you know there's only one thing that make a soft behind. A hard head. But we're going to continue to keep talking about it. We're going to continue to keep teaching on them folks' platform until we learn once and for all and decide that we are going to collectively make a change and not fall for these finesses like this. Y'all let me know what you think about this. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember and never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time, peace.